Hello and welcome. You're watching India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal, and in this video, I'm going to run you through the top 5 headlines from South India. Let's get started with the big news of the day coming in from Bengaluru. This is the latest in the Sandalwood Drug Scandal. Actor Sanjjanaa's house has been raided. The crime branch, armed with a warrant, raided her Bengaluru residence early this morning. Sanjjanaa Galrani is a popular actress in the Kannada film industry. She's the second actress after Ragini Dwivedi to be involved in this racket that the Bengaluru police is currently probing. Nagarjun Dwarkanath is joining us with more details on this. Nagarjun, it's over to you for the latest on the Sandalwood drug racket.
Akshita, in fact, actor Sanjjanaa's house was raided this morning at 6:30. 8 officials from the crime branch did reach this morning after they obtained a search warrant from the court. She's been taken to the crime branch for further questioning, and whether she should be arrested or not during the day after questioning we'll know. Like Ragini was also brought to the crime branch, and by 4 o'clock she was arrested. We'll have to wait and watch if the same will follow with Sanjjanaa as well. What the sources in the department have said that certain critical WhatsApp or digital evidences they have found where Sanjjanaa was involved in parties earlier where they were consuming drugs. So they went to question her. Remember, they had not summoned her or given any notice to appear before them. They directly obtained a search warrant and have gone to her house this morning, and we'll have to wait and watch if she will be arrested during the course of the time. But certain evidences have been seized is what we are told.
Okay, Nagarjun, thank you for that update. Over to another story from Bengaluru. A few days back, there was a case of a COVID reinfection that was reported in the city, and that triggered quite a bit of panic and also created a scare. The government has now taken note of this, with the Medical Education Minister directing officials to conduct a clinical study on the reinfection case. This comes after the minister chaired a meet with the COVID task force in Bengaluru. Let me take this across to Nolan Pinto for the latest update on this. Nolan, that one reinfection case in the city has triggered a lot of fears that this could be a wave that's starting off in the country. What has the government done so far?
Well, Akshita, there is a lot of fear and no doubt about that. Now, in fact, yesterday at the COVID meeting, in fact, the task force meeting, Dr. Sudhakar, the Medical Education Minister, has instructed the government officials to work with the private hospital and conduct a clinical study to figure out what really happened in this. In fact, the minister goes on to state that this reinfection has taken place in different countries as well. But the point here is that every country gives a different reason for why this reinfection has taken place. In fact, what we are hearing from the hospital is that once a person is infected and they are on the verge of recovery, basically they are all right now, the immunoglobulin G antibodies, it takes about 14 to 15 days or 2 to 3 weeks to become positive, basically for the COVID, the cells to actually fight COVID-19. But in this particular case, either that lady got it and it disappeared, or basically she did not get these antibodies at all. And that's one of the reasons why the government is looking into this particular case very seriously to figure out what really happened.
Thank you, Nolan, for joining us with that update. Headline number 3 is from Kerala, where the state government, particularly the health department, has come under fire after 2 separate incidents of alleged rape were reported over the last 2 days. What's shocking is the fact that in one of the cases, the survivor is a COVID-19 positive patient who was allegedly raped by the ambulance driver on the way to a COVID treatment facility. The second incident has come to light from the state capital, Thiruvananthapuram, where a 44-year-old woman who just completed her quarantine was allegedly raped by a junior health inspector. Gopi Krishnan Unithan is joining us live from Thiruvananthapuram with more details on this. Gopi, the opposition here has raised some serious questions of the Kerala government. Just break down why the government is under fire.
Well, Akshita, both these incidents have actually come as a huge blow for the state government, both politically and also at the administrative level. Because as you have already pointed out, the first incident is actually involving a COVID-19 patient, and that survivor was allegedly raped by an ambulance driver who was supposed to take her to the treatment facility. And in the second incident, the survivor was a lady who was in quarantine. She completed her 14 days quarantine, and the junior health inspector who is supposed to be looking after her or who is supposed to be monitoring her health conditions over this period of 14 days, he allegedly insisted that she should receive a COVID negative certificate from him, from his residence, and she was actually compelled to go to his house. From there, this gruesome incident has happened. So certainly, there are going to be a lot of questions that are going to be raised on the state government. The opposition has already raised a lot of charges. There are questions about the background of the driver in the first case. There is already a 308 charge which is pending against him, which is basically an abetment to murder. And in the second incident also, the opposition and all the other political parties are alleging that there has been huge lapses from the administrative level to safeguard the privacy and to provide basic security for these people.
All right, Gopi, thank you for joining us with that update. We'll track that story closely. Over to news from Andhra, where TDP Chief and former Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has expressed concern over the increasing attacks on the properties and idols of Hindu temples across Andhra Pradesh in the last 15 months of the YSRCP rule. This comes days after the chariot at the Prasanna Venkateshwara Swami temple was burnt in Nellore district, and Naidu has alleged conspiracy in this incident. TDP has alleged attacks on temples in the state and claimed that over 23 idols were destroyed in 6 temples in Pitapuram in the month of January. Ashish is joining us with more details on this. Ashish, any response that's coming from the YSRCP?
So, Akshara, we need to understand that YSR Congress Party government is totally maintaining silence over this particular issue, and they claim that they have constituted a police inquiry and police will find out the real reason behind this fire. So far, the government and the police believe that it was an accidental fire, but at the same time, both Telugu Desam Party and Bharatiya Janata Party, they have launched an attack on ruling YSR Congress Party. They allege that this is some conspiracy which triggered the fire, and it completely gutted the year-old heritage chariot in East Godavari district. Meanwhile, Telugu Desam Party chief has in fact alleged that in these years of YSR Congress Party rule, one particular religion is being targeted under its regime.
All right, Ashish, thank you for joining us with that update. Political war raging on there in Andhra Pradesh. And finally, let's get you the top stories coming in from Tamil Nadu. With months to go for elections in the state, again the focus is on whether superstar Rajini will finally launch his political party or not. Fans are piling on the pressure. First there were posters in Vellore, and now posters have come out in Madurai as well, all of them praising the actor. These posters praise Rajini and say that the entire country will march behind a good leader. Rajini fans are of course hoping that the actor will formally announce the launch of his party soon and take the political plunge ahead of the state elections scheduled in 2021. Akshaya Nath is getting us more details on this. Akshaya, as usual, there's a lot of speculation on Rajini. Is he finally going to do it? Is he going to launch his political party before the elections?
Well, Akshita, we are seeing that there is a lot of pressure that is going on towards Rajinikanth, especially from his fans now. Yesterday, we saw posters in Vellore and today in Madurai, all of them calling the superstar and asking him to start his political plunge. In March 2020, we had seen Rajinikanth very clearly holding a press conference and stating that he would start a party, but he will never be the chief minister of the state. He had always said that he would like to have a party which works for the people. In fact, in 2017, when he had announced his political ambitions, he had said that he wants to launch a party which will work for the welfare of the state, welfare of the people, and not have any corruption links. And at this point of time, with just months ahead of the 2021 elections, the question still remains if the superstar will start a party or not. But we're seeing that Rajini fans are all behind Rajinikanth, asking him to start his party.
We'll have to see whether things really change, whether Rajini will launch his political party. He said that he will, but nothing's happened on that front. Akshaya, thank you for joining us with all those details. It's a wrap on this video. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned to this page for all the top stories that we're tracking from South India.